I want to have fun in my life. I want to have fun. I want to have a nice time and meet nice people. And there's another very important thing for me is a sacral yes. So when you are asking for doing different businesses, like being from being Uber as a startupper, then going for I had the restaurant, then going from the restaurant, the wine business, and then after the wine business, I go for the startups. Again, we will talk a little later. It's always a gut feeling. If I feel my sacral yes, is if I do believe that it gives me some reason to move, and I do believe that I can give some attention, not only for the money. The money is like the second part, like earnings and the money. That's what we're asking about, the discipline. That for me comes as a second part. The first part is is there inside me the sacral yes? Wow, this is gonna be fun. Okay, let's do it. Did anyone did that? Did anyone do that? Or have they been in this business? I mean, do we have a market for it? Who cares? I mean, there's always a second part of being in this on those questions after.
Real people, real stories, and real challenges that break the status quo. I'm your host, Zivile, and welcome to Perception Paradox. Hello everyone and welcome back to Perception Paradox, and today's question I would like us to ask would be, what if business was guided not just by numbers but by feeling? And I like to ask this question when I'm in the conferences, investors, founders. How did you make this decision to invest? How did you make the decision to, invite the co-founder to join your team or to tackle a particular problem? And I'm not kidding. A lot of them are saying that's all about a gut feeling. And I'm a really fangirl of a gut feeling. But of course, it comes with data. And so in this episode of Perception Paradox, I invited entrepreneur, marketeer, and co-founder of Joiner app and Naked Noia, Jurate Plungyte, to talk about following the sacral yes, that gut-level intuition that tells you when something is truly right or that tells you that something is truly wrong. So from startups to the wine and restaurant world, she shares what it means to build with joy, trust your instincts, and still stay grounded in market reality. And this whole conversation is about the courage to choose what feels alive in business and in life. So if you are in search of a bit of light this fall, of some inspiration, this episode is for you, where we're gonna dive into how to combine two businesses, family life, positive and healthy mindset. Yeah, so let's not wait and let's dive in. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Perception Paradox. My name is Zivile and I'm your host, and today I'm having a very special guest, an entrepreneur, mother, traveler, a very crazy and adventurous person who is a fellow kite surfer as well. So I would like to welcome to the podcast, Jūratė. Jūratė, welcome.
Oh, hi, thank you. Oh my God, it's such a pleasure to be here. I mean, it seems that I know you for many, many years. As we know, Lithuania is a little country. Time by time, somewhere did it catch up.
It's crazy. Yeah,
it's crazy. And I mean, I really love your podcast because it's always beyond the surface of entrepreneurship. It's deeper, it's easy, it's nice. So I'm very grateful.
Awesome. Thank you, Jūratė, for being here. And it's crazy how interconnected and small Lithuania is. And I think right now we're even more connected because of the particular reasons where we want to keep our identity and strength. So super cool to welcome you. Calling in from Spain, from warm, sunny Spain. I can see from the smile and relaxation. So are you enjoying yourself this fall?
Yeah. Well, people smile more here. I guess it's vitamin D.
I think when you have a son, life is just a bit way more loose in a way.
It is loose, it's easier, but at the same time, we're not really used to it because in the normal wise, as we're from the Baltics, we're very straight. We need to align time, run, do things. And it's the relaxing time feels a little bit guilty. So it's vice versa.
And did you learn to relax?
I'm still learning. Yeah, I'm still learning. I'm still learning not to pay attention at the details, as I call it now. For the first time, it was not details, so now I call it details to make myself calmer. I mean, it's a totally different perception of people connecting, being together, and a lot of people outside. A lot of people meeting up, doing events, and just really being with each other. As I mean, in the Baltic countries, maybe people are a little more conservative, so that's what I was missing as well. And again, in this part now, I'm an expat.
Is it your first time?
I am an expat.
You've been an expat before, no?
No, I've been an expat before, of course, but I mean, now it's like the thinking is different, the perception is different, and I am different. And now I'm with the family. I'm not alone. It's like when you have your free time, whatever you want to do, whatever you want, you wake up whenever and you go wherever. So this is not the case at the moment.
Yeah, what you mentioned, and you have quite a big family, no? 3 kids.
Yeah. 3 kids, and the little one is 1 year and 3 months only.
That's amazing. So, okay, so you're now in Spain, building businesses, right, growing together with the family, and your career track is quite impressive. You know, all this, I would call it polished CV, right? You had big names and they're like Uber and businesses and different initiatives, projects, businesses from entrepreneurial in this more, let's say, venture-backed way startup to actually gastronomical businesses, which is a completely opposite direction. So I would like to start more from the initial question. Every business requires structure, discipline, and also motivation, even though we can discuss if we need more discipline or more motivation. So what keeps you going through the different stages in life, and how do you find yourself in such different roles?
Really, now when you are asking, I'm thinking like, am I that crazy? But
I think you're good.
like hearing from someone like talking like this, then it gives a little different feeling. But the thing is that I want to have fun in my life. I want to have fun. I want to have a nice time and meet nice people. And there's another like very important thing for me is a sacral yes. So when you are asking like for doing different businesses, like being from, I don't know, from being Uber as a startupper, then going for I had the restaurant, then going from the restaurant, the wine business. And then after the wine business, I go for the startups again, as a co-founder of Joiner, but we will talk a little later. It's always a gut feeling. If I feel my sacral yes, if I do believe that it gives me some reason to move, and I do believe that I can give some attention, not only for the money. The money is like the second part, like earnings and the money. That's what we're asking about, the discipline. That for me comes as a second part. The first part is like, is there inside me the sacral yes saying that, wow, this is gonna be fun. Okay, let's do it. I mean, did anyone did that? Did anyone do that? Have they been in this business? Do we have a market for it? Who cares? There's always second part of like being in this, on those questions after. So I guess that's the moment where I test myself.
Tell me, Jūratė, it seems like you're very in tune with your own self, what you want from life or what serves you. And not all of us are this way. When did this gut feeling and the connection with your inner thoughts come into your life? Are you always that way? Like you were just like go-getter, going what gives you joy and what looks interesting? Or it happened sometime in your life?
I think it's a part of character, like little part of the character. Like the other part is like really seeing the world and connecting to people. When you talk, when you meet, when you travel, when you let yourself to live, in this part you understand who you are or who you want to be, like being led by some of the connections you had that are like, I don't know, inspirable, or the places or the style of the living. I think it was just it's a road until today. So I wouldn't say that I am like A and I'm gonna be A until the end of my life, because we have the whole alphabet. So I'm not like really trying to put myself into some frames. Today I'm here and I love my life and I appreciate it. And every morning I wake up and I kiss my children and I say, I mean, this is beautiful. This was a beautiful journey up to today. Like, who's waiting? What's waiting next? And I'm always excited. So that's the motivation. I think just being a little grounded, not like really fully, to let yourself dream and flow a little bit, because I'm a creative person. For me, like, the grounding is something that I need to, settle, sit, and be stable with the thoughts, because it's like going in and out all the time, all day. But I think like this part of being grateful of who you are today, and able for you to go along the way and learning something new. I mean, this keeps you just with the life energy.
And what do you do when the life energy gets a bit low, let's say, right? Especially navigating so many different hats, it's normal that sometimes we get really drained. What are your small, maybe rituals or mindset, or maybe inner rules that you keep to keep yourself centered or to realign and go back to the center?
I try not to fill myself with the negative thoughts. If I have one negative thought, I write it down, and I try to put 5 positive things beside it. So just not to go too deep into it, because we're people. I mean, normal. We have emotions, we have ups and we have downs, and when we are down, this is the hardest way to pull yourself up again. So I go barefoot walking, I go thinking a lot, and I dance. I really love dancing, Latino, tango. So this is my way out of being from the system where I am every day. Just, to pull myself out and to lose into something else, as kite surfing, for example, right? Like whatever takes you out, from where you are every day, and have like a little ritual to bring yourself joy. So, I mean, in the morning, you feel totally different. So the worst case is with bad thoughts, to go to sleep and wake up in the morning thinking the same as you were thinking yesterday. So this is the killing point, like, really. So, I mean, that's my way of overcoming it. So maybe someone will take it over. Yeah.
And what's your relationship with technology? Do you have some kind of rules before going to bed and waking up, or you just, it depends?
Really, it depends. It depends. I'm trying not to be this dopamine a dopamine victim, but sometimes it happens, and I mean, it's normal, because when you are tired after the whole day, it's like this Instagram scrolling and seeing those little funny videos, it really takes you in. But I try to have a rule, like 1 hour before going to sleep, to read a book or to see a podcast, or to do something that nourishes me, rather than going and scrolling. But not always I'm that correct. I wouldn't say this, that, I'm such a perfect person, I have my strict rules and I always keep. I hate rules. The only thing what I don't like is whenever I settle the rules, I break them straight away, because it's like, don't push this red button.
Okay, that's
so this is what happens with me. So I don't like it. So I try to not to, and to do whatever I feel, but have in my mind that I need to do something, but not really build it on like behind, like all the walls to do like strict way. No.
Cool. You strike me as a person who creates some kind of routines and discipline for the period of time that serves them, and then when it does not serve or something changes, you adjust and a bit pivot and try doing something new and trying things based on curiosity.
Well, when something dies, something is meant to be born, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe I will add a little thing from myself, like, to this motivational thing that we talked like a minute before. So I try not to be too long in the position where I failed. I wouldn't call it failed. Earlier I did call it like I failed, or I did the wrong thing. Now I call it, okay, what's next? I mean, maybe we can change it and like to something different. For example, we had a restaurant in Vilnius, and I mean, I love food. I mean, I'm gastronomical. I like to eat, and I love wines. And I mean, this was born from the heart. But when it when it died, it really died because we did. Maybe I didn't have the enough experience. Maybe I did something wrong. I have no idea. But from this, Naked Noah, the wine business was born. But this is why I say, like, when something shifts one way, there is always a funnel for another light. So, and I can say that when Naked Noah was born, I am even more excited than I was with the restaurant. Even though it hurt, it really hurt, and I was down, and I was thinking, like, why? What happened? Why? But and then we were sitting with my current partner Daniel, and he's like, you know what? But we don't have natural wine and because before, like a little while before, we were searching for some interesting wine for the restaurant, and we got into the natural wine. And when the restaurant was over, we still had natural wine that I loved very much. Yeah. So, we just took ourselves to 3 weeks traveling all around, starting from like Sicily, Spain, Pantelleria next to Tunisia, like all over, to make the interviews, get into the wine world. We really had so much fun and such a good energy and a lot of ideas. And when we came back, this is where I came up with Naked Noah, Noah's Art Fair Festival that we did 2 years in a row. And I would say it's super successful. First year we had over 1,000 people. And this year, again, we had likely the same. And we had first time in Lithuanian history that winemakers were coming to Lithuania, over 50 winemakers all over from Lebanon, Germany, Austria, Italy, Czech Republic, like whatever. And I really didn't understand like what is happening, but inside this engine of happiness was just growing, and I was so happy, like when the winemaker is writing that we will come, we're celebrating, and I know, I guess this is the main thing that drives any business, any startup. And this is a really good takeaway, is really to be happy, to love what you do, to get into it no matter what, and forget about the whole world behind you, that says like, what are you doing? Like, nobody will come to this wine festival. Nobody knows it.
How many of that did you hear? How many of that did you hear, that nobody will come to it?
A lot. A lot, but it was somehow like somewhere there. I don't know. It was just not really affecting, because I was so much into it and so happy about it that I didn't waste my time. So I guess this is another thing of getting into line by attracting success, is not letting anyone put you down, not letting anyone into your energy flow that doesn't support you. No matter what, it doesn't matter. If you will fail, you will fail. But then you will have a very nice takeaway, rather than, hearing someone saying that you will fail today if you're not going to. So, this is really important for me, and always.
How important for you is the team?
Very important. It's the same. Like if people or team members, they don't align in this part, where they also are led by this inner feeling or inner belief of being successful in our team, in our project, whatever project it is. They are not the team member. They cannot be. It doesn't really matter how many university degrees they have or what experience they had. It really doesn't matter. It's just a matter of personality again. So the person who has like nothing behind him or her can do much more than a person who has like whatever big experience and big names and years working into some kind of a market. So it's not really a big key on talking to people.
Okay. And right now, Jūratė, you're building a company, raising a family, leading a team, all at once, right? How do you navigate through this live flow, live stream, having so many, I would say, connected, but also different responsibilities that requires your full-time attention?
I don't. I don't know. That I try to survive. No, I'm joking. No, the thing is that I'm very lucky about the people that surround me. Maybe it's because of my my thoughts or my emotions or energy that I give, but I try to, first of all, to put myself with the team that is smarter than me, and that maybe have some things that I don't, because I'm a big mess, like real I am. I'm a big mess. I'm not the person who is concentrated, who puts everything into like right places. And oh no. So I mean this is this is the strong part and the weak part. So I always need someone beside me who is very structured. Then it's a great team, because I have a lot of ideas, and I can jump from one to another and try to push someone to do the new things, even though maybe it's not necessary at the time. And it pulls away the team from one direction to another. But I'm happy with the people that surround me, and I mean I guess that's the key. As with the Naked Noah, so now behind the wheel is mostly my partner Daniel. So he's doing a really great job down there, and we are like connected all the time, like making decisions and making the creative things. And with the family, another business case, trying to spend as much quality time as it's possible, even if it's 1 hour or 2 hours, or it's just a walking or playing tennis together, or I don't know, just having a conversation. I mean, anything matters, right? So I don't try like to, again, like put some rules. How do we have to do it, or what has to be the activities that we need to do together or separate? It's just, again, the flow. Whenever has the feeling, whenever has the motion or mood, so we try to get something together. Travel is one of the cases that we do all the time, because I love it. So that's the case.
Okay, and then now you're also part of Joiner, right? How
Yes.
did that
Yes.
how did that come into place? Because Joiner is in a very competitive, crowded space, right? But we all
Yes.
kind of also, we spoke with you before jumping on the recording, that we do crave connections. We are experiencing the loneliness pandemic on a big time. And what made you believe that you can do that different in this space?
I guess again, the belief that being connected is not a luxury, but a necessity. I did really travel the world. I lived in different places, starting from Italy and US and Germany. And wherever you go, you really feel lonely when you travel, right? Or when you move to some places, or when you are craving to get connections, it's getting hard. If you don't want to get into dating apps and you are not searching for someone to date, to get your own community, is hard, right? Because I mean, when you are in a new country, or when you are trying to get some other circle of friends, it doesn't give. So when my partner Edward told about this idea, again, I got something inside. I got something inside, because again, I was traveling a lot, and I knew that this is a big problem, right? And it's really crazy, like, how come in the world we're the most connected, where we are the most connected really to whatever you want, we are also mostly disconnected. People don't go out together, they don't meet to each other, they don't create communities, or when they do, is they don't let anyone in, because I mean, somehow the whole technology world made us a little colder. And I am a very warm person to do dinners at home. I like to meet new people, I like to talk to them, I like to know their story always. And for me, it's like, this project is like a part of me that I do not disconnect from the mission of the joiner itself. So that's why.
Okay, and how is it going so far? You've been running this Joiner wheel for quite some time now.
Mm, it's hard. It's hard, like, really knowing that over 50% of startups die in their first 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
and after 5 years, 90% of them die. I mean, if following the like the statistic, I mean, it's really competitive. But we are doing fine. I mean, we do what we love. We follow our gut feeling. We do beautiful things, and we have a lot of outcome from people how happy they are. Because at the moment we have over 50,000 users in the app. And we did 12,000 events at the moment. We have couples, we have marriages, we have, yeah, I'm telling you. And this is even different than, being on Tinder and having like this awkward feeling when it's like weeks like chatting and writing, and you don't even know the person, right? You don't even know to whom you're talking about. And then after 3 weeks of meeting, you see, and there's a disappointment. And it's like when I see friends who are like in this and sharing the stories, it's a pity. It's a pity of the time. Rather, you can go to meet friends for hike, for run, for cooking, for I don't know, for whatever activity you love. And whenever you meet a person in the activity that you like to do, that you are willing to do, and you find people who are same alike as you, the conversation and the connection is much easier. This is what we call the Uber magic. Not Uber, I call Uber magic, connecting, like talk about Uber joiner magic.
Yeah.
So this is where the magic comes. And when people are saying that, especially like for the expats, the integration into the country, into the cities, into the communities, it's much easier. And when we hear people saying like, I'm so grateful I didn't have life, it was so hard. And now I'm building my success stories. I have a partner, and I have a job, and I have a community, and I go out every night, and I meet nice people. And I mean, this is so inspiring. This is so inspiring. So whenever we are getting into the challenges, what we do with the team is we go through again those comments, and the words that people talk to us or they write to us, and then it's like it's back, because we don't really, it wasn't out from, I'm gonna like earn the money and now I need to do the startup, or I'm gonna be the startupper or entrepreneur. This was not, it was like really a project born from the heart, from the need. And I mean, this is us at the moment.
That's amazing. How did you find it different than being first in more like corporate environment, also running a business in gastronomy world, and now entering the tech world? Maybe, well, you've been in the tech world, but kind of
Yeah,
it seems like a bit of a circle now coming into the tech world as a more hands-on founder.
It is really challenging, again, like because it's a very competitive market. And I mean, as I was in Uber, it was like being behind the whole system, right? And being only one person responsible for, as I was, for the marketing and just doing the fun stuff. Not doing the fundraising, not getting into agreements, lawyers, and all the rest of the I mean, there are a lot of challenges.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to learn. It's really a lot to learn. I mean, a lot to learn: how to pitch, how to talk with ventures, how to talk with funds, how to deal with budgeting, how to make decisions. Because I mean, as you are an entrepreneur, you need to move very fast. I mean, you need to make the fast decisions. And we really changed, because I mean, we tried to see what works and what doesn't. We talk a lot with users. We talk a lot with people who are committed to the app. We talk with new ones. We try to understand how to navigate and how to be on how to be on top and move forward. And this is challenging, tech wise, because every decision takes time. Whenever you want to do from the technology part, it really takes time. So you need to adapt. I mean, yeah, it is hard, but it's so interesting on the other part. It's so interesting to be inside and being involved in everything and see how it navigates, how it changes, to have all those questions. I wouldn't call them problems, questions, because everything can be solved. Yeah.
Here we
Beautiful.
go.
It's a beautiful journey. It's really a beautiful journey.
That's great to hear. We are also, you mentioned a lot of changes. We're also in this hype and huge growth era of technology. We keep hearing everywhere artificial intelligence, different tools, optimization, etc. You've been in your professional career now for a while. You've seen it many different ways of working, many different ways of many different structures. How did this whole boom of innovation right now has contributed to your own growth? How do you use it in your daily life, in your work, and perhaps the way you're building the companies?
Well, of course, we try to adapt whatever is coming into the market and try to fit in. If we are talking about artificial intelligence, this is not something that we don't use. I mean, it's widely used in our app as well, and we are figuring out how to use it more, because this is the future. And I mean, or you go with it, or you just you're left behind. You cannot do that. And it really helps. I mean, it really helps. I mean, in lots of ways, in searching the information. If you want to do, I don't know, some researches for your startup, or if you wanna implement it in the usage into the app. So I mean, both ways. Anyways, I don't know. I mean, this is something that I would say this is the thing that is booming. It's really good. And I like what I see. Like, of course, there are some threads, there are like things and everything. But I mean, we were talking, by the way, with our friend a few days ago, that how did we live without Google? How did we live without Google? And nobody was thinking about it. And now, after years of using it, like, we don't say that someone became more dumber because they used Google. I mean, you don't have thoughts like this. And now, I mean, there are a lot of talking about that the AI is like changing the mindset, and that people are getting used not to think themselves. Or I don't think so. I think that more you have to think how to ask correctly, to check the information, and to be able to use the technology for your own good, rather than sitting hours and hours thinking how to solve one problem when it can be solved in 1 minute. So I think that the world is moving, and people will adapt anyway, and they will fit into this train, and they will go. So rather than thinking of what damages it does, we're taking all the pluses that it can bring.
Awesome.
So I think that's
Absolutely.
my perception. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, Jūratė, we're getting closer to the end. A couple of more questions. So one of the questions would be a habit you wish you had started, let's say 5 years earlier.
5 years earlier.
Can be 2 years earlier. Maybe there is some new habit that you have just started and you're like, I wish I had started it before.
Oh my God, that's a very serious question.
We're in a serious conversation.
Yeah. I think that maybe not to be afraid to move faster, because overthinking leads to a burnout. So I mean, this is something that I'm still taking it over for me, and I would love to have it like more like pushing myself to not to be afraid, not to do things, or to move forward, or like whatever line I would take. So I think this.
Okay, I was about to close the conversation, but I think taking into consideration how much we covered about your amazing and super versatile career and lifestyles, how you're flowing through life, and you also tackling the problem of loneliness, right? I would
Yes.
say also not only through tech, but also through the gastronomical experiences you are creating, including right now maybe with Nick Noe and education about the wines and everything. Have you ever experienced burnout because of such a huge pressure you have from the businesses potentially?
Of course, yes. Yes, I'm a normal person. Of course I did.
How did you what's your way of coping with it when
Have a
you
glass of wine, and a nice conversation with your friend. Really, just take a step back. And I mean, you can stay in, I don't know, in a bad mood or depression for 2 or 3 days just to overcome it. And it's also normal. You don't have to run away from your emotions and say to everybody that I'm okay and put your mask on it. That's wrong. If you are feeling bad, you just say I'm bad, but then find a person who will lift you up. So if you have that friend, take a bottle of wine, nice one. You go there, you have a nice drink, you talk a lot, you laugh, you cry, and do whatever you did with your life but a little more cheerful. So I guess that there's no cure or one pill out of that. Everybody has to find their own. But for me, I'm trying to be led to beautiful conversations.
Wonderful. All right, we have a tradition here on Perception Paradox to leave the listeners to one thought to ponder. For me, it's right that we have just left already with the thought. So, do you have anything to add for everyone who is here with us today?
Yes, sure. I mean, you know what you can do today is to call up your friend and to go outside for a live, beautiful meeting, or to go to a concert together, not chatting online, really.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, today we had Jurate Plungyte, an entrepreneur, mother of three, and super positive human being who I would say shines the light in our society. Jurate, thank you so much
Thank you
for
very much,
finding
Zivile.
time. And yeah, I hope that everyone enjoyed. I will leave the links in the comment section. And yeah, have a great day wherever you are.
Yeah, you too. Bye bye. Thank you.